Hello! Today I want to just chat with you a little bit about how to create a project outline or to-do list. Or so you've taken on a project and you know that you need some kind of outline, or like it's a big enough project that you can't just keep it all in your brain. So you need a way to help to help yourself stay organized, and maybe help your teammates stay organized, depending on the size of the project. So how do you do that without missing something? I like to start by obviously just like dumping onto a piece of paper what's in my brain, but I like to do it from start to finish. Like, I will do it in a linear fashion. So it'll be from like, okay, what is the first thing that needs to happen? And try and just like unload in my brain, from my brain to the paper. And then if you can do like the big pieces that need to happen, like the big rocks that need to be in place, which are kind of like signposts, right? Like, if you were planning, let's say you're planning an event. So you're planning a magic show, and you know that you need a venue, you need somewhere for it to be, and you need people to do it, assuming that you're not going to be doing the actual magic piece. So if I was doing it, I would not be doing the magic piece. So I need someone to do the magic piece. I need probably someone to help me run like lights and stuff. Probably someone to take tickets. So I just go through all those big pieces, and then I start trying to break those pieces into smaller pieces, and then those pieces into smaller pieces, until I get right down to the actual like task list that I need, so that I can actually check stuff off. Because if you say like secure a venue, and that's the list item, like there's a lot of stuff that goes into securing a venue. Like, you got to find it, and then you got to talk to people, and you have to review the contract, and like all that stuff. So that those bigger list items, they need to be all the way down to the little tasks. I'm trying to keep them within their buckets. So secure a venue might be a heading, and then you would have all the little subtasks that need to go in there as well. I also like to do budgeting as part of this, if it's necessary. Sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes you do projects where you don't need to spend any money, so it's not really useful. If you're planning an event and you're through the process of creating your project outline, and you're not sure, you're like, have I missed anything? Like, what else do I need? I like to sit down and actually step through the event itself, like day of, what needs to happen from the very first thing. So like, if you were doing the magic thing, then day of, what's the very first thing that you need to do the day of your show? And just walk through that schedule in your brain. You don't need times on that day, but you know, the first thing might be to gather the backdrops that you're going to use. So there's a thing, you need to get backdrops, you need to figure that out. Doing that kind of picks up the little pieces that you might not otherwise think about. So maybe like printing programs, or getting the little ticket things that you hand out to people, so that they have something in their hand. Because when you sign somebody in, and then you're like, great, you can go in, but then you have an usher, and then they want to take something from you and hand it to the usher. So you need those little ticket things, but that's not really something that you think about unless you like step through the day, and you write down all the little details. There's obviously tons of apps and programs and whatever that can help you to organize this kind of thing, but none of those are useful if you don't get all of your to-dos in there. So that's how I like to do a project outline. I like to be very linear and methodical about it. And I will start right from the very first thing that needs to happen and just step through every piece slowly and just write it down as I go. And then once you get all that stuff out of your brain, you can organize it after. Don't try to organize as you go, because it just slows down the thinking process. If you have a project you're working on, that's not really my thing, but you can leave a comment if you have a question, or you just want to share an event that you're doing, share that. I'd love to see what's going on in and around. I will see you tomorrow.